Okay, so let's come down onto our back to begin. Right, so got our feet and knees in line with our hips. We've got our pelvis in a nice neutral position. So we have that little arch underneath the lower spine. Arms relaxed down by our side. So let's take a nice breath in. And as we breathe out, we should just tuck the tailbone under and just gently imprint the spine down towards the floor. Then as we breathe in, I want you to release the pelvis to neutral, tailbone nice and heavy. As we breathe out, pelvic floor lift, draw hip bones in towards each other, up towards the tummy button as we gently tuck under. And release. Let's do that one more time. So as we're breathing out, cores engaging to create that little pelvic tilt movement. And then release back to neutral. So we're going to come all the way up into our bridge next. So as we're breathing out, a nice long slow out breath as we pelvic tilt, and then we gently squeeze through our bottom muscles as we peel the spine up off the floor. Weights evenly distributed through both of your feet, so remember that triangular base of support. So we take a breath in to stay. As we breathe out, we're going to slowly roll the spine back down, one bone at a time. We pass through imprints and we roll into neutral. And again, we're breathing out, pelvic floor's lifting. Tighten your corset around your waist as we draw our hips closer to our rib cage. And then we slowly peel the spine all the way up off the floor, bone by bone, until our weight is resting across our shoulder blades. Open up through the chest, take a breath in. As we're breathing out, soften through the breastbone as we roll back down. Bone by bone, all the way down, through imprints, into neutral. Lovely. So from here, let's turn onto our side. So we're going to come all the way down. So we're going to bend through both knees, and then we're going to lengthen that top leg away. So our top leg, our foot is in line with our head, so a nice long straight line. So to begin with, we're going to lift up through those lower tummy muscles. So we've got our corset wrapped. So even though we're working through our hips and our thighs, we can still work through our core muscles as well. So from here, we're going to flex the foot to lift and point the foot to lower. So we're keeping our leg parallel, so the kneecap is facing front. So we're working into the outer hip muscles as well as your outer thigh. That's it, lift and lower. Excuse my cracky toe. Lift it up and point to lower. So as we move in the leg, this doesn't move. So the movement is coming from within your hip joints as we lift and lower. That's it. Let's do two more. Last one. Point to lower. So from here, we're going to lift the leg up. We're going to come into little circles. So imagine you're drawing or imagine that your toe is a pencil and you have a piece of paper at the end of your leg, and you're drawing a nice even circle on that piece of paper. So again, we want to keep the torso as still as possible, tension out of your shoulders as we circle the leg from within that hip joint, that ball and socket joint. So we're strengthening all the muscles around the hip, but at the same time, we're adding a little bit of nice lubrication and movement within that hip joint. And let's reverse that circle. We're going to go the other way. We can reach in with the toe as we circle that leg. That's it. Keep a nice length through both sides of the waist. Not allowing that top waist to shorten and that bottom waist to sink down into the mat. Oh, I can feel my bottom on fire. Let's do two more. Excellent, last one. And then we're going to lower that leg down. So from here, we're going to bring that top leg forward so the knees are in line with each other. We're going to flex the foot and then we're going to lift up hip height. We're going to sweep it forwards for 2 counts. Point the foot, we take it back for 1 count. We flex forwards for 2. and point to take it back. So this is our side leg kick. That's it. So as we sweep that leg forwards, we want to keep the pelvis and spine nice and long. So we don't want any tucking under and round and through the lumbar spine as we draw that leg forwards. So you might get a nice little stretch with the hamstrings and the calf muscles at the back of the leg. Let's do 2 more. Take it back, and we'll do 1 more. And take it back. Lovely. Bring the legs together. So from here, we're coming to our oysters. So again, let's lift up through the waist muscles, so it's all nicely engaged as we lift that top knee up towards the ceiling and close back down. Toes together as we lift the knee and back down. So as we lift up, try and keep that top hip over that bottom hip. So if you find that that top hip is swinging backwards, you're taking that leg up too high. So just lifting up and squeeze it back down. So I want you to imagine you're moving your leg through treacle or through water if you've ever done aqua aerobics. Lifting up, squeeze it down. Let's do 2 more of these. And down, last one. And squeeze it down. Perfect. So we're going to go to the other side. So just turn around on your mat, or you can swing your legs around to the other side like me. And we're going to come all the way down. So we're going to bend both knees, straighten that top leg, top line, nice long straight line. Let's engage gently through our abdominal muscles. So we've got nice length through both sides of the waist, shoulders relax as we lift that top leg and lower. We flex to lift and point to lower. So think of reaching with the heel as you lift and then reaching with the toe to lower. Keeping the kneecap facing front. So again, we're working on those outer hip muscles. That's it, we're not turning the leg out. Being mindful again that as we lift that leg up, we're not shortening that top waist. And let's do 2 more. Lengthen to lift and point to lower, and we'll do 1 more and point to lower. So from here, we're going to lengthen the leg up, hip height, little leg circles. So try and make it an even circle, making sure that we go back, up and forwards and down. That's it. And again, movements coming from within the hip joints. So as we take it back, you might feel nice and open through the front of the hip a little bit. And then let's reverse the circle. We go the other way. That's it. Keep the leg nice and straight. Lovely, good work. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1, and lower the leg down. We're going to bend the knee, so knees on top, and then straighten that leg, flex the foot, lift that top leg up. We sweep it forwards for 2, and then take it back for 1. Forwards for 2, and back for 1. So see if you can reach a little bit further on that second count, if you can. So I want you to imagine that you're sweeping your leg over the top of a tabletop. You'll try and keep the leg at the same height. That's it. So think of reaching with the heel as we sweep forwards, reaching with the toe to take it back. Let's do 1 more. Take it back. Bring that top leg down. Excellent. So we're coming to our oysters. So we're in our swimming pool as we lift that top knee up and close it down, keeping the toes together as we lift up and down, and again. Excellent. Imagine you're pushing against something to lift and squeezing against something to push down. So really work into the outside thighs and then down to those inside thighs as well. Lifting up and down. Let's do 2 more. Lovely, last one. And close down. Brilliant. So let's straighten the legs, we'll turn onto our front. So let's pop our forehead onto our hands. Our legs are gently turned out from the hips and just widen hip distance apart. I'm going to relax through the shoulders, but we're going to draw our shoulders away from ears. We've got a gentle squeeze through our glute muscles. We've got a nice gentle engagement through our tummy muscles. So as we breathe out, we're going to lengthen and lift one leg up off the floor. We breathe in, we lower back down. Breathing out to lift and in to lower. So eye gaze is straight down on the mat as we're moving the legs. That's it. So try and keep the leg turned out. So heel facing in and knee facing out as you lift the leg up. So it's quite tempting to turn the leg in to lift the leg up, but really think of squeezing your sit bones together as you lift. But also we want to make sure that our hip bones remain on the mat. So you don't want one hip lifting up as we lift that leg up. That's it. Let's do 4 more. 4 and down. And 3. Excellent. 2. And let's do 1 more. And down. Perfect. Bring the legs back to parallel. Just quickly sit bottom back towards your heels for a quick little shell stretch. And then from here we're going to come onto our back. So pelvis in neutral, come and straddle, shoulder bridge, arms down by your side. Let's take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to pick the hips up in 1 count. So no rolling through the spine. So we push down through the feet, squeeze the glutes. We're going to take a breath in here to stay. And out, hinge from the hips, lower straight back down to our neutral pelvis and spine. We take a breath in. Breathing out, pick the hips up. Think of reaching with the knees. Open through the hips at the front. Have that gentle squeeze in your glutes. Take a breath in and out. Lower back down. So from here, we're going to pick the hips up. Let's see if we can peel 1 foot up off the mat into tabletop. If you can't, just come onto the tips of the toe. If you can, lift all the way up. And then we're going to place the whole foot back down. So again, just the tip of the toe balance on the mat if you can't come all the way up into tabletop. Otherwise, we lift all the way up and place it back down. Let's do 1 more on each side. So we'll peel the foot up. Try and keep the hips nice and still, hip bones facing up towards the ceiling. So think of really pushing down into that supporting foot as you float the other leg up. Pop that foot down. Let's take a breath in to stay. And out, hinge from the hips as we lower straight back down. Lovely. So let's have a quick little glute stretch. So ankle just above the knee, and we're just going to draw both knees in towards your chest. So you can do this sat on a chair, it's the same position if it's easier. And just breathe into the stretch. Pop that foot down, other side, ankle just above the knee. So if you are sat on a chair, just hinge the body forwards over your thighs instead of bringing your thighs towards your torso. And again, just breathe into the stretch and melt. Excellent. Pop that foot down.